ControlTalk Now, your smart buildings videocast and podcast for the week ending November 11th, 2018. This is episode 291. And this is a very special episode, folks, because today we reveal the finalist for the 2018 ControlTrends Awards, which will take place January 13th in Atlanta. So Kenny Smyers, the man, the myth, the legend, is on, and we're going to walk you through this episode, who the finalists are. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and welcome the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, cold kicking Kenny Smyers. Man, how you feeling, big dog?
I'm feeling better, Eric. We discussed offline some of the it's a pain, dealing with the colds, flus, and whatever, and the time to get rid of them. But I feel great. I feel energized because this is one of the most important shows of the year, and in the past, it just shows the evolution of the control trends and how it's grown. The participation was outstanding. It was, much better than expected. I mean, you just never know what happens with the internet and the participation.
How many countries, big dog?
45 countries participated.
45 countries. So this really is becoming a global event, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and it changes, puts some iterations. We talk about Silicon Valley and how, you fail forward and whatever, because things change. IoT infects, with new technologies, it changes the way you were doing things, almost like the flu, to make a poor analogy there. But we have got some really great news because we're making the control trends process larger to accommodate this growth and to accommodate some of the new interesting players from around the world. We had some exciting results in Poland, New Zealand, Australia. Huge following, and we really appreciate it. Thank you very much for being Control Trends community members. England, enormous support and participation. Canada, of course, is number one. And Mexico is a very, very large voice now coming out of the Mexican and Central America, and even South America. We've got people from Uruguay. Just to give you an example, the integrators coming from around the world, taking a look at what's going on. China, Taiwan.
Asia's big.
It's really cool. In India, India's another one. They're probably one of the fourth largest communities on control trends. So again, these impacts really affect the way we started out, kind of in humble origins, and it's just a great announcement to make that we're growing and to accommodate the growth. We've seen some very interesting iterations too from some of the important executives that make our industry so important. So so up to date, current with the innovations and technology. So we're seeing influential people coming out of the distribution world, not just manufacturing and not just vendor related, but we're seeing people that are regarded as very, very high spokesmen and leaders of our industry coming from contracting world, coming from the distribution world. So these are great things to kind of assimilate and incorporate into the Control Trends Awards.
Right. So in other words, what Kenny's trying to say is get your notepad out, get your Google Maps out, get your popcorn, get ready, because we're going to kick it off right now. All right, Kenny Smyers, our first category was?
First category was the Building Automation VAV Controller of the Year.
And our finalists are?
Well, all right. Honeywell Spider, Siemens DXR Controller, Contemporary Controls BAS Control, Distech Controls Eclipse Connect VAV Controller, EasyIO FW08V, Johnson Controls FX PCV Series, Blimo Zone Easy VAV, Loi Tech LIOB-585. So the LIB 585 from Loi Tech, Delta Controls Easy V-440, Optergy's P864 controller, Schneider AI Series N MNB-VX, and KMC Conquest BAC 9000 series VAV controllers.
Wow, that's a great group right there. And folks, don't freak out. You don't have to write all these down because we will be posting the ballot. Obviously, the voting ballot will have all these names on them, and we'll put this in the post as well. But congratulations to that group. And Kenny, I'm going to take the second category, which is the Building Automation Plant Equipment Controller of the Year. And our finalists are, no surprise here, EasyIO FS32, Johnson Controls FX PCE, the Link Spring Jenny Sys 1, Contemporary Controls, our friend George Thomas comes in with his BAS Control 20. Distech comes in with the Eclipse Connected Equipment Controller. The ECY, forgive me folks, I'm having trouble seeing, 30P, 30B is in Baker. Honeywell Eagle, the Delta Controls, I can't see it, Kenny. Got to help me. EB.
All right, well, listen, let's go back to the Eclipse. Was ECY 303. Honeywell and Eagle N4. Delta Controls EBMGR. Then we have Opta-G.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Opta-G comes up, and then
P84, P864 controller. Delta Controls 03 DIN-CPU. The Talon TC36 from Siemens.
I can do the next one. The KMC Conquest Controller. I can see that one. Okay, what's next?
The ILC 2050 BI controller from Phoenix Contact.
And then the Tritium Niagara Jace 8000. And last but not least, Loi Tech. Kenny, I can't see the numbers after that.
LIOB, L is in Loi Tech, IOB-585.
Okay, so this is how this is going to roll, folks, because I remember there was a scene in a movie called Wall Street 2, and it's an old guy talking to the young guy, and the old guy looks at the guy and he goes, "Let me tell you something, kid. Getting old's not for sissies." I apologize, folks. I had no idea I was this blind, but I think with Kenny and his eagle eyes, we'll get through this. So we're making an audible at the line of scrimmage, Kenny. I can read the categories, and then I can read some of them, so we'll work together on these. Okay, our next category, Kenny, was the Smart Buildings Analytic Platform of the Year. And our finalists are, it starts off with SkySpark and a new player, Brian Turner and his team at Cadero. I can't see the next one. You're going to have to read it. Sandstar. Oh, our good friend Alper. Congratulations, yep. Alper. Opta-G comes up next. I can't see the next.
All right, Onyx Edge Analytics with SkySpark.
Oh, good. Congratulations to our friends at LinkSpring for that one. Okay, next, Optigo, Visual BACnet, Ping Yao. Mm-hmm. After that, we got Vicon, Integrated Analytics. EasyStack from EasyIO. Copper Tree Analytics, they work with Delta Controls, if I'm not mistaken. They do a great job. Schneider Electric, EcoStructure. Siemens,
DeSigo CC.
DeSigo CC. Okay, get this next one. KMC, Commander Analytics. Okay, I can see the Loi Tech. I can't see the numbers after that.
Loi Tech, LWeb-900.
And the Distech?
Lucid Building OS. Hey, yeah. Listen, that could be worse. Remember last time we did this in New York one time, and we had the subways going, we had the buses going, and tooting and hollering, and we were on the sidewalks of New York. Remember that with Mark Peacock? And then we went to Chicago, and we were on the L.
That was so much fun.
And it was bizarre. But so this time it'll be, we're fighting old eyes, but this, as a reminder, everything's going to be on the ballot. So we're just really excited to announce some of these people.
Yeah.
Because there was an extraordinary process. The votes for the nomination was the participation was great, and the big thing here is everybody's a winner. Just to get involved in the control trends, energizing your marketing collateral, and the people that carry that through, and energizing your communities. We've seen such a response here. So bear with any of these technical difficulties because it's only going to get better.
Well, and it's, you get to watch you get to watch me struggle anyway. Let me put it this way. The only way I can read books now is I have to have a Kindle or an Apple thing, and it's the biggest font possible. So I literally read, Kenny, 1,000 pages like in 5 minutes or less, but there's only 3 words on the page. So that's how that rolls. All right, let's get to the next category because I know our audience is wanting to hear about this. Peripheral Vendor of the Year. And we got some good ones here, Kenny. They're the ones behind the scenes that make all the high-level stuff work. We got ACI. We got Functional Devices, Contemporary Controls, BAPI, Bolimo controls. And for you folks who might not know, Bolimo's come out with a whole new line of sensors, and they're revolutionizing the sensor game. They did the way they did with the actuators. So major global support from Bolimo, and I think it's primarily because of the sensors they bring to the table. Next up is Loi Tech. If you hadn't worked with Loi Tech, man, they have some of the best displays you can possibly find. A name nobody needs introduction to because we've all grown up with this. Dwyer Instruments is another finalist. And here's a new one, and also a platinum sponsor for the ControlTrends Awards. So a special thanks to Richard Campbell and the folks at Kelly. So Kelly comes in, and Kenny, they manufacture a lot of their own stuff. So very cool. Glad to see them participating and wish them well in this year's award. And last but not least, Kenny, and the Peripheral Vendor of the Year is Veris Industries.
Yeah, congratulations. All those are great companies. And like you said, no job's complete, until the paperwork's done. Well, the same thing with integration. Some of the most difficult things are, getting the right sensors, transducers, and everything's going great. And all of a sudden you got the wrong sensor, and it could be a big problem. These guys make sure you got what you need when you need it. All of them great companies. All right, next up, we have the Innovative Wireless Product or Solution of the Year. This is another great, extension of all these great vendors that are providing the new IoT. A lot of IoT comes through this wireless section. You want to begin, or do you want me to go ahead?
I think you take this one, Kenny.
All righty. First up, we have Schneider Electric SE8600. That's a fabulous room controller. We have the Honeywell RedLink. Next up, we have EasyIO FW14 series. The FW series, but the FW14 was nominated. Viconics WCM800B is in BACnet plug-in module. Johnson Controls TEC 2000 Zigbee series. ALC Energy Harvesting Wireless Room Sensor. Another EasyIO entry, EasyIO FT04, which caught everybody's attention. Hubble entered into this this category with their WScape wireless outdoor lighting system, which we really caught a lot of attention this year. Delta Controls EasyNTW. Another company new to our side of the neighborhood, Go-IoT. Next up, we have LinkSpring Edge 534 controller. Then we have Sensor Suite, another new player to the HVAC world. Reliable Controls in Ocean, Loi Tech L-WAN, Distech Controls, the Allure Unitouch with my Personify mobile app. And finally, last up, we have the Raspberry Pi Zero W. So we have a lot of new we would say players or vendors or providers, solution providers in our world.
Well, Kenny, and what was so cool about it was, you and I researched all these, and boy, did we get an education just checking all these people out to make sure they're legit. And I think, for the existing folks in our control trends industry, our community, hey, you need to check some of these people out because they're around, and guess what? They got support. They were getting a lot of nomination votes. That's how they made the nomination ballot. So new players, we welcome you guys into our industry. And for our existing players, hey, check these guys out because they're out and about and doing some great things. Hubble's huge, and they come up in a couple of different categories. So, all right, Kenny, let's get to the next category, which is the Lighting Product Solution of the Year. Okay, one guy that we know, one of our favorite people in the industry, Bill Duckelberger, Blue Ridge Technologies, comes in as one of the finalists. The Siemens. Can't see it.
Total Room Automation.
Total Room Automation. I thought it was going to say Toto, and I knew that couldn't be right. Like, we're not in Kansas anymore. Acuity, Enlight, what's that last word? Air?
Yeah, Acuity, Enlight Air.
Gotcha. Okay. Then Loi Tech, Dolly Lighting Control. You got to know our friend Mike Salvador Dolly Welch over in England's got to be happy about that nomination because he has been talking about the benefits of Dolly forever. Hubble. I can't read it, but
Hubble, WScape. Wireless outdoor lighting system.
Cool. All right, you take the next one, and then I'll read the ones I can.
Delta Controls 03 Integrated Room Controller. Next up, we have ISMA products, ISMA-2D1B.
All right, I can read the next one. The next one. Watchstopper. I can see that one. And then antennas controls. Am I saying that right? Kenny?
This is actually Amatis.
Amatis, okay.
Amatis Controls, another new one, but these guys are pretty big, and again, they must have a pretty good following because they broke into the nomination sphere. So well done, Amatis Controls.
And then the other one is ALC, Automated Logic. They got a lighting control system. But listen, if you know anybody at ALC, we've been trying to reach out to those guys. They're based in Atlanta. We want to get them to this year's Control Trends Awards. You're going to see they're coming up in several categories here. So if you're an ALC dealer or involved with ALC at all, reach out and say, hey, you need to contact Ken and Eric. You need to get there for the Control Trends Awards at the Fox Theater in Atlanta, because those guys are here local. They need to be at the event. All right, then we have Reliable Controls.
Mock ProLight.
Mark ProLight, okay, and then
KNX Schneider.
Okay, and same thing with Reliable. Kenny, I don't have any connections with Reliable, but they got quite a following. So obviously some of our Control Trends community is familiar with Reliable. So reach out to those characters and say, hey, you need to work with Ken and Eric and and get involved with the Control Trends Awards. All right, Kenny Smyers, next but not least, the race to the small space solution of the year. And put that in frame, this is a coin, the man, the myth, the legend coin, called the race to the small space. In other words, solutions for the smaller space, be everything from a thermostat to a small room controller. And we got quite a group of people that are involved in this year. We got to start off with the KMC Commander, Johnson Controls Verisys, the Honeywell LCBS Connect, EasyIO FS32, which just seems to be a controller that fits in a lot of different spaces. Our good friend Stevie G, the Control Cowboy of Love, based on the Steve Miller song, the Space Cowboy. Proton Optergy is his company, and that's his product. Contemporary Controls with their BAS. I can't see those little letters, Kenny.
BAS View 2.
View 2, perfect. Then we have Prolon. Great solution there out of Canada. Our friends with Prolon. If you do any sort of commercial VAV or VVT type stuff, they got a great solution there. And here we go, man. The controls are getting scalable. They go up, they go down. And Niagara Edge 10 made the finalists for the race to the small space this year. Next but not least is our good friends at LinkSpring with the 534. Got it. Loi Tech, and they got those little numbers after it, Kenny. You got to read it. Derek Foss.
Loi Tech has a heck of a product offering, and this is one of their steadfast controllers. It's the LIOB-585 controller.
Perfect, man. I like the way you said that. How about saying the next one for me?
Delta Controls 03 Integrated Room Controller, IMS, and then followed by the ISMA products, ISMA-B-FCU. So these are it's a European company that is making their way into the North American market. Next up, we have Siemens Desigo Control Point. This is a new release from Siemens that's got people's attention. It's actually a new release to North America market. They've been in the European market for over a year. Next up, we have the Reliable Controls RC Studio 3. So that's another contender. And then Schneider Electric Smart Structure Light and Eclipse solution for small connected buildings, and that's this tech control. So that is an awesome portfolio of vendors and solution providers for the race to the small space, because as we know, we follow the Department of Energy and we get all their updates, and they tell us about the responsibility kind of thing. They're really trying to get the private sector energized into addressing the 50,000 square feet and down buildings. These are the ones that we haven't tamed them as far as energy consumption goes. And so there's a lot of great products there. There's a lot of great players. Each one of those product portfolios or those vendors represent an entire, channel. So people from Europe coming to North America, coming down to, the Mid-Atlantic area or the, Atlantic Southern area, and they've got outstanding distributors and contractors, and it's just a network of people. So those few names we mentioned there represent probably thousands of people that are very much involved in the HVAC and building automation world. And for our Control Trends community, therein lies the rub. You got to go get involved with one of these people to provide one of these products, because they can help you, sustain your business, evolve your business, and most importantly, address some of these energy areas that we right now don't have any solutions for. But these are the solutions for the about 80% of the buildings in the United States.
Very, very, very cool, Kenny. And then next, we got the IoT product or solution of the year. And, you think about it, Kenny and I have been talking for a while about how Silicon Valley is sort of coming into our space. They're playing here. So I think this is a great representation of how some companies are working with our friends in Silicon Valley. And so without further ado, here are your finalists for the IoT product or solution of the year. Tritium Niagara 4, No, no surprise there. SkySpark, everywhere distributed architecture. Congratulations, John Petsy. EasyIO, the FW series, which includes, I mean, they're basically calling themselves IP controllers now, and it makes sense. Dell KMC, KMC is working with Dell and sort of porting that on, as well as they're working with Intel as well. So KMC, as Kenny and I have reported on ControlTrends numerous times, has really sort of embraced the whole Silicon Valley situation and been working with partners out there. But also our friend Brian Turner with Dell Cadero, him and Larry Andreanis and the rest of the team at Cadero, same sort of thing. Our good friend Ron Victor, Iodium, to the victor go the spoils. Optergy, Proton, this again is our friend Stevie G, Steve Galizium. Optigo, Peng Yao. Loi Tech, with one of those little numbers after it. What is that, Kenny?
Elvis, the Loi Tech LVIS, so we call it the Elvis.
Perfect. Linkspring, Connex, Honeywell, Cyper Controllers, the Siemens,
Decigo Control Point.
Perfect. And then last but not least, Kenny's going to read the last one. Drum roll, please.
Well, Distech controls Allure Unitouch with my Personify mobile app, and the folks there at Distech are really excited about that because this kind of represents the complete product, the IoT product. So you're going from the BAS control system down onto your smartphone or your a smart app on your smart device, whatever, and it's pretty cool. So again, these are great products and solutions. But as we move forward, Eric, and we talk about IoT and the impact it makes, and we talk with various people in the industry like Ken St. Clair and some of the other guys that are really on top of the trends, we see that we now realize that 300 metrics that we use to determine actually the value added that we provide, building owners and facility managers. These are the applications and controllers that really get to that 300 metric, that really make people comfortable, that really deliver the results that, are the hard to define results. That is like productivity, absenteeism reduction, just a general state of health, and some of the great applications that we see where the user in that space can touch bases with the VAS. They feel connected to the building. They feel like there's a response ready for them, whether they're uncomfortable.
Well, they're creating the experience, right? And Ken
exactly
talked about that. The differentiators, the experience, and sort of the symbiotic relationship between the building and the participants, and the system or the IoT solution is sort of got to be that connective force. So I think we're there with that. So excited about that category, Kenny Smyers.
We sure are.
All right, let's move on to the next category, which is the Smart Building Automation Control System of the Year. This is a big one, Ken Smyers, and we got some traditional names and a couple of new ones. So let's kick it off with Honeywell Webs.
Absolutely.
KMC Controls, Johnson Controls FX, Siemens Talon, EasyIO, Distech Controls, Eclipse Connected Control Series, Schneider Electric with their smart structure, the Linkspring Genesis system. Is it Genesis or Jenny?
Genesis.
I'm sorry. Okay, I got to edit that. Linkspring Genesis, Tritium Niagara 4, Delta Controls. Can't read that little handwriting. IntelliWeb. Okay. Optergy, Proton, and last but not least, our good friend Daryl Clausen and the folks at Loi Tech with the Loi Tech LWeb 800. Did I get that
900,
right?
900.
LWeb 900. Didn't mean to say you 100 short there, Daryl. Congratulations. That's going to be a great competition there, Kenny.
Well, again, I feel excited that we have such incredible, strength, in layers and the depth, with the smart building automation control systems. Like you said, these are traditional, I would call them the big guys, the big guns that really and truly provide global products that, again, it's how people in our business make a living. They master one of these systems, they become the local champions, they become the trusted advisors, and they work very closely with the contracting personnel, the distribution channel does, and the distributors. I'm gonna send it like it's Canadian. How do you say that? Distributor. I always, when I go to class up there, the American guys would rub the Canadian instructors on a couple things, contractor and the accent on the different syllables, but it's all good.
I kind of like that. I'm a contractor.
Yeah.
I'm a distributor.
I remember
Okay.
Eves from
Let's,
back
let's,
in the day. But anyhow,
let's
the,
get to the next one, the smart
well,
thermostat.
this is now we're getting thermostat. Yeah, the again, this is exciting because from 2017 to 2018, we've seen extraordinary growth. We've seen extraordinary introduction. We have 5 or 6 new entries into this category that make it incredible. So already had an incredible array of intelligent smart thermostats. Well, guess what? These are not resting easy. We'll see a lot of recognizable names, but we're going to see a couple new ones in this category.
Well, okay, Kenny, I'll start. The Nest, the Echo B4, the Honeywell Lyric, Schneider Electric Wiser Air, which is the man, the myth, the legend has that in his home. So if you're a hacker and want to get in his house, you can just know he's got the Wiser Electric.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that.
All right, then we got the Johnson Controls, the GlassStat. Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful, beautiful set. They teamed up with Microsoft on that. So again, it can almost be in that IoT solution of the year as well. What's the next one, Kenny? I can't see.
We got EJO FW series room controller.
Right,
So like
right.
we were saying, the thermostat necessarily isn't limited to just a thermostat.
Right, and of course that particular controller is so flexible you can configure it however you want it to, and same with I think the Delta's controls, EZNT, Optrity, Stevie G with his P864 controller, and again, you know, what we're seeing, a trend we're seeing is a lot of these things is one box. It can be configured a bunch of different ways.
Right.
Do a lot of different things. Next, we have Loi Tech, the LSTAT room controller unit, the Siemens RDS, is that 200?
110.
110, the RSD 110.
This is again a new entry. Siemens also has a smart thermostat. In fact, we had a recent post where it was listed as the smartest thermostat yet because it has 6 onboard sensors that include VOC. So like I say, this just keeps getting better. So well done to all these people. We still got a couple.
Well, hang on, Kenny. I got a couple more, buddy.
We sure do.
Hold the phone, Vicky Vale.
Sure do. I was going to close it, but go ahead.
No. But well, I'll let you close it. But you know, so people ask us, they say, why don't you and Ken give out more awards? And I think you guys are finding out today. The short answer is, I can't see. Okay, so we couldn't make the fonts big enough, so it would just be Kenny giving the awards out. And of course, Mark Peacock's got the great personality, and who is our MC, as well as Kimberly Brown. So we got the two best.
Where, they got a fix for that. It's called glasses.
Dude, they cannot fix my glass. I've tried. Trust me, man. I'm an enigma. I'm an enigma to them. Okay.
Huh. But, all right. Let's finish this thermostat up there. We got the KMC FlexStat. We have the Viconics VT8000 series controllers. Another great group of controllers, and then the Allure Unitouch Distech controls. So again, fabulous, nominated, to the next stage of the category, to the voting stage. This is one, again, an incredible. It's like an all-star team. Reminds me, like, we see the Pro Bowls, we see the all-star game for the baseball. These are all-star products that are really truly making big impacts around the world. And congratulations to all these folks. Great job done. Keep improving it. Make it better. Right. Make it smarter. And of course,
Kenny gave me a great segue to the next category, which is a new one, which is the ControlTrends Impact Person of the Year. The person's had a huge impact on our industry. Okay, and we got a great group of people here. So let's kick it off, Kenny. We got Ryan Sen from Distech Controls. Ryan's one of my personal favorites. I've had the fun of an opportunity to interview him and spend some time with him, and he is just a very dynamic individual and does a great job. Next, we have Tim Vogel from KMC. Tim is another one of the great guys in our industry. Really like Tim a lot. Jim Young from Realcomm. Yeah, he has a little thing called the Realcomm Ibicon Conference. I think he has an impact and has had for a while.
Sure has.
Here's a this just, I think, bodes or really shows how our ControlTrends Awards is really evolving. Our next finalist, friend of ours, Scott Cochran from Cochran Supply and Engineering, and I tell you what, I don't think anybody can argue about the impact that Scott Cochran and our next finalist, Brian Turner from Buildings IoT, have had on the industry. So glad to see our community recognizing those folks and getting them in this category.
Well, both of those guys, just real quick, as a segue, both of them are being recognized at the AHR. They're going to do training. These guys are no longer, just saddled inside the channel of distribution, but they're going out. They're being invited to Realcomm Ibicon, to AHR, to participate and share their thought leadership with the community. So well done, guys.
Well done. Next, we have another friend of ours, Ron Zimmer from CABA. If you hadn't had a chance to check CABA out, they just do fantastic stuff. If you're looking for the data, as one of my teachers said, in God we trust and all else get data, CABA is a place to go. They get tremendous research, really have their hands and fingers on, you know, the facts of our industry and how to make it work. Next but not least, our good friend Chris Eichmann from Johnson Controls. Chris has been in our channel for years, and now he's moving up the corporate ladder at Johnson, but nonetheless has an impact on our industry as we know it. So congratulations, Chris. You know, and again, it sort of cycles. Here's another guy that is not necessarily very high up on the chain at Belimo, but just does a fantastic job. And I've had the opportunity to work with him, and he has a tremendous impact. A guy named Dave Riffle from Belimo. So congratulations, Dave. So glad you made this list and you're being recognized. Our good friend Angie Jarvis from Functional Devices shows up on the list as well. Angie's been around the industry for a long time, does a fantastic job. And if you've ever had a chance to meet Angie, you know what an impact she has. So congratulations, Angie.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, and then Phil Zito from the BAM Nation. Phil is taking training to a whole new level and is just educating us. He's helping us all stay up to speed and does a great job, works tirelessly. So glad to see he's recognized. The next guy, he makes a lot of sense. We accuse him of being the most exciting man in the controls industry. Our friend Roger Rebenak, formerly of Honeywell, now running Jackson Controls. So Raj, congratulations. Well done. Johan Shacklerod from EasyIO. Johan runs the European operation for EasyIO. Well, we've had the pleasure of getting to spend time with Johan. I mean, a go-getter, does a great job, has a tremendous impact. Aaron Gorka from Ant Technologies, one of our young guns. Again, Aaron's company has a software that helps streamline jobs and tracking jobs, but also sort of the behind the scenes sort of things that you can automate. But Aaron is a tireless worker. He contributes on ControlTrends a lot. So happy Aaron made this. Josh Felber from Siemens, another great. I mean, Kenny, this is just a kind of a who's who of who to watch in 2019. Josh, again, does a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
This next guy I'm not so sure about, meaning that I've never really heard much about it. No, I'm teasing. Ken Sinclair, AutomatedBuildings.com. If you go to ControlTrends, you know Ken is always looking out in the future. We call him Notre Damus or Catalyst Sinclair because he sees things before the rest of us do, and he comes back and he tells us about it. I don't know, maybe he's Canadian, so we probably couldn't use this analogy, but maybe like the Paul Revere of our industry, but he might not like that. But nonetheless, congratulations to Ken Sinclair. Another visionary in our industry does a great job. Terry Swope from LinkSpring has made the finals for the most impactful person of the year. John Huddy from Honeywell. If you work with Honeywell at all, you know what an impact John has in terms of helping develop products and making them work and supporting them. Again, another great individual. Mark, I can't pronounce his last name, Kenny. Do you have a feel for that?
Yeah, Abdalahad from Optigy.
Okay.
Yep.
Works with Stevie G and the team at Proton Optigy. So congratulations, Mark. I'll hopefully get your name right, and if we'll practice it in case you win. Okay, so we'll get it right for sure. John Nichols from Delta Controls. Congratulations, John. And Kevin Smith from Tritium. Makes a lot of sense to me. He's the guy that is sort of behind the architecture, making sure that our controls are safe.
What an amazing array of people. So we're seeing people that are in the training departments of their companies. We're seeing the CEOs, executives represented here. We're seeing one of the top players in cybersecurity in the world, Kevin Smith. We're seeing Phil Zito, like you said. So the training dimension has risen up to be very, very important because we know we have a deficiency in qualified people to go out and service these great systems and provide the buildings the service they need. We're seeing the thought leaders, Jim Young, my gosh, and then some distributors out there, and the Brian Turner, Scott Cochran, and then Rod Zimmer. What a great assembly of people. So this is the Hollywood moment type of thing that I get excited about. In other words, there's no one single dimension here. We're talking multiple, just the stratification of our industry from the manufacturers all the way up to the people that put them in, to the people that sell them, the people that train the people on them. I mean, what a fabulous array of superstars of our industry.
Yeah, absolutely, Kenny. All right, take us on with our next category, buddy.
All right. Well, we're getting back to the bread and butters. These are the mainstays. So the best technical support person, large manufacturer, which is 50 million or above. So again, this is a cast of extraordinary talented players. So best technical support person, we have Kevin Williams from Belimo. We have Robert Lastiger from Distech Controls, Christina Flores from Delta Controls, Laura Cavett from Honeywell Tritium, Mike Edinger from Siemens, Lou Jones from Honeywell, Dave Bowman from KMC, William Ling from ALC Automated Logic. We also have Kevin Williamson from Tritium, Paul Ray from KMC Controls, Mark Gusta Bonastier from Schneider Electric Latin America, and John Franz from Johnson Controls.
Congratulations, guys. That is fantastic. All right, Kenny, my vision's getting a little bit worse as we're going on here, something about the computer screen. So what I can see is I can see the category. So what do you say we roll this way? We do another audible call in the field. So
Sounds
I'll
good.
say the category, you say the people. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next category is the best technical support person, small manufacturer. That would be less than 50 million.
Right.
Kenny, who are the finalists?
We have Ricky Villa-Valle from J2 Innovations, Henry Smith from Functional Devices, Brian Gallardo from Prolon, Diego Matteo from Temporary Controls, Pedro Jorge from EasyIO, Donnie Goodman from Lingspring, Fred Arnold from Loi Tech, Daniel Tan from Optigo, Aaron Gorka from Ant Technologies, Mark Abalahed from Optergy, Matt Buckholtz from ACI, and bringing it up is Paul Ray from KMC Controls.
Congratulations, guys. Another great group of people. So a little takeaway you want to have from this, guys, is you never want to drive with me at night.
Well, that's a good thing you're driving a Tesla, one of the self-driving cars, eh?
Dude, my Tesla just tells me, get the hell out of the car. It's too dark for you to be in this car. So anyway, let's move on to our next category. I'm kind of embarrassed about this, but God, I'm just realizing I can't see anything, Kenny. I guess the great news is everybody looks beautiful to me. So that's a good sign. So,
Well,
all right, buddy. So now we're going to the company categories. We got best technical support company, large manufacturer, and our finalists are.
first up, we have Delta Controls, Honeywell, Johnson Controls, Schneider Electric, Distech Controls, Belimo, Siemens, Tritium, and ALC Automated Logic. Congratulations.
Congratulations. And again, if you know anybody from Delta Controls or Automated Logic, Delta did very, very nicely in the nomination category. So there's a lot of participation there, but we really don't have any contacts. It's our friend Uno DeBoer left at Delta. We'd love to get them involved in the award. So if you know them, say, hey, get hold of Ken and Eric, get involved, be part of this great event that's going to happen in Atlanta. So I can do commercials too while we're at this, Kenny. All right, next category, best technical support company, small manufacturer.
All righty. Leading off, we have Contemporary Controls, ACI, Blue Ridge Technologies, EasyIO, Optergy, Linkspring, KMC Controls, Functional Devices, Sierra Monitor Corporation, Loi Tech, and Cadero.
Congratulations to those companies. A great representation there. And I tell you what, I think if I'm a company, you know, that's one of the awards that I'm really proud of.
Very coveted, yes.
If I'm you know, recognized by the global ControlTrends community as having the best technical support, I mean, that's something that I'm proud of. And speaking of proud, Kenny, we got our next award, which is the PID Award. This one's been around for a while. The first winner ever was our friend Roger Rebenak back when he was at Honeywell. It stands for passion, integrity, and dedication. And our finalists for this year's awards are
Chad Blackmer, Belimo, Laura Cavett, Honeywell Tritium, Hannah Kyber, Functional Devices, Sarah Monteleone, Connect Air, Gina Elliott, EasyIO, Ron Zimmer, CABA, Aaron Gorka, Ant Technologies, Robert Lastinger, Distech Controls, Terry Swope, Linkspring, Greg Holloway, Delta Controls, Mike Keller, Honeywell, Steve Gazalimian, Optergy, Tim Vogel, KMC Controls, Hans-Jörg Schweinzer, Loi Tech, And Dan Preston, Johnson Controls. Well done, guys and
Well
girls.
done. What a great group of folks there. I'm thrilled. This is, again, I think we sort of do that just so you guys know the way we roll with the PID award is once you win it, it's kind of like you're in the club, you get the green jacket or you get the trophy. And so it's not that a lot of other great people weren't nominated, but sort of the way it works, if you won in the past, you're already in the club. Okay. It's like you only get in the Hall of Fame once, right?
Right.
All right, Kenny, our next category. Now we're getting to the smart guys who you love, the executives of the year. So ControlTrends Executive of the Year, Small Vendor of the Year. And when we say small, we just mean 50 million or less. We don't mean small like small in greatness, because it doesn't matter whether you're a big company or a small company. If you're an executive, it's all on your shoulder. Got your hands full for sure. So who are our finalists this year?
Again, this reflects just an incredible, input from around the world. Brian Turner, Buildings IoT. Mark Fernandez, Functional Devices. Poke Ping Yao, Optical Networks. Gina Elliott, EasyIO. Mark Bergeron, Prolon. Scott Cochran, Cochran Supply and Engineering. Roger Rebanek, Jackson Control. Aaron Gorka, Ant Technologies. Jason Falbo, Micron, that's a new one. Terry Swope, Linkspring. Marcin Plosky from GC5 ISMA out of Poland. Jason Briggs, J2 Innovations, the Siemens Company. Richard Newberry, KMC Controls. Steve Gazalimian, Optergy. Sebastian Guan Davis, Amatis Controls. Hans-Jörg Schweinzer, Loi Tech.
What a great group. And I love seeing the new names here and the great names that have been up here in the past. So congratulations to those executives. And Kenny, we're going to take it up a notch now. Now we're going to go to the bigger companies in terms of sales. And now we're doing a ControlTrends Executive of the Year for the larger manufacturer.
Right. So this is like the governors of the respective manufacturing companies. John Nichols, Delta Controls. Chad Blackmer, Belimo. Jim Bland, Tridium. Dan Preston, Johnson Controls. Jason Sherrill, Hubble Control Solutions. Mike Keller, Honeywell. Carlson Chung from ALC Automated Logic. Josh Kales, Ellerton. Scott Hamilton, Distech Controls. Well done, guys and girls.
Well done, guys. And yeah, if you know Carlson from ALC, if he's an executive, then maybe he's the one who needs to contact us and get involved. It's happening in Atlanta. Your home office is in Atlanta. We want Automated Logic there. They're one of the major players in our industry, and we just hadn't been able to connect with those guys yet. The ControlTrends community wants you. So let's get those guys into town. And now, Kenny, we're going to the Vendor of the Year, and our finalists for the large manufacturer are.
Oh, another great portfolio of vendors and manufacturers. First up, we have Siemens, Honeywell, Johnson Controls, Schneider Electric, Belimo's Controls, Distech Controls, Delta Controls, Train, Allerton, and ALC Automated Logic.
Oh, congratulations. That's great. And good to see Train here. Our friend Dave Molina, I think, is still over there at Train. And if so, welcome to the ControlTrends Awards.
Right.
All right. Next, we have the Smaller Vendor of the Year. ControlTrends Vendor of the Year, smaller vendor, less than 50 million.
Right. First up, we got ACI, Functional Devices, Contemporary Controls, EasyIO, Linkspring, Blue Ridge Technologies, Optergy, Prolon, Loi Tech, and KMC Controls.
Very done. Cool. Well done, guys. Well done, well done, well done. All right, Kenny, this is a category, and it was just amazing. You want to talk about the who's who. We're talking about the Master Systems Integrator of the Year. And Kenny, we got a bunch. And we got a bunch. So let's read the list off. And welcome to all you companies to the ControlTrends Awards. This is going to be a great competition.
It sure is. Well, we have McKinney's Inc. out of Atlanta starting us off here. And then we kind of check the world tour. We have DMA Applied Controls out of Canada. We have Hofton SADCV Mexico. Chesapeake Controls out of Virginia. R&R Controls San Diego, California. PID Croatia. ControlNet, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Aeron, HVAC and Controls Canada. Engineered Services Inc. out of Virginia. EMCOR, Miso Energy, uh, Chino, California. We have CB Richard Ellis, ESI out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have ESC, Automation Controls Canada. OTI, Pleasant Hills, California. FSG, Austin, Texas. Iconic Plus Control Systems, Dubai. Invice Co., Las Vegas, Nevada. Commercial Mechanical Systems, North Carolina. Hoffman Building Technologies, Inc. Engineered Control Systems, North Carolina. O1 Partners, Poland. Direct Control, New Zealand. Building Control Integrators, Columbus, Ohio. Control Concepts, Inc., Georgia. Building Environment Control, UK. TF Full Limited, UK. Champion Systems, Jamestown, North Carolina. HCRT, Netherlands. TEAM Solutions, Inc., Texas. Gardner, Cleveland, Ohio. DHC Automation and Controls, Ltd., Canada. Epcon Multiguna, Indonesia. Hawaii Energy Systems, LLC. ABC Controls, Florida. Obrix Group, Australia. Whoops. Long Building Technologies, Colorado. Building and Climate Services, Netherlands. ISAI Controls, Uruguay. The Enterprise Corp., Twinsburg, Ohio. Performance Services, Inc., Indiana. Vertex Integrations, LLC, Hudsonville, Michigan. Brewer Garnett, Cleveland, Ohio. Panbo Systems, PV, Netherlands. G&B Electric, Cleveland, Ohio. Casady and Palazzaro, SRL, Forlì, Italy. K&S Ventures, Rochester Hills, Michigan. Controls Engine, Ltd., UK. Automated Climate Controls, Manville, New Jersey. Whew.
Well, it's a list, Kenny, and I'm almost wondering if we need to change this to the Global Master Systems Integrator of the Year. And, you and I have had the pleasure of like going to the EZIO Global Conference, and I think we have a bit of a perspective that the world's really smaller than you think, meaning that when we talk to integrators around the world, we really realize how similar they all are. Same sorts of problems, same sorts of solutions. There are variations, obviously, but I'm almost thinking that we either got to make this the Global Master Systems Integrator of the Year, or we got to do one for North America and one for the each.
Yeah, I think ultimately that's what we'd have to do is almost do it continentally. Do the 5 continents or do North America and the others. But I think 2 things, like you said, buildings are our common currency. It's our common language. And data is our common courtesy too, because we're all trying to achieve the same goals. And you and I have known, from personal experience, being in Paris and being in Manchester, England, and being in Edinburgh, we've got to see, some professionals explain to us the very similar problems they've got. It might be different voltages, might be different pipe connections, and obviously some different things culturally. But the name of the game is comfort, control, and efficiency, energy efficiency. And and we see some great minds from all over the world. From the European style, the Southeast Asia, the way they do things. Japan. Everybody's got a great way to solve problems, and again, it's all coming together. And as you said, the world's getting smaller. And I think too, the last thing I want to say about this is the pride that people have to nominate these folks. That somewhere out there, somewhere, this company, every one of these companies we mentioned has earned the respect and regard of somebody to be nominated for this, that they're aware of the ControlTrends community, and they're aware of the nominations, and they took the time and effort to do this. And we deliberately posted these all on this just to give people some sort of recognition.
I think the thing is, there's a whole list of people that didn't make the final cut, but so all these people got enough votes. And to Kenny's point, they have enough of a community that they thought enough to vote and vote off and to get them on this ballot. So there's a whole other list that didn't quite have that, didn't have enough votes. So this is a great recognition. And let us know in the comments what you think. Should we do, by continent? Should we call it the global? Let us know your thoughts, because this is a good problem to have. But hey, the ControlTrends community is a global community, and man, we appreciate everybody.
And another thing too, Eric, to your point too, was these are more towards the master systems integrator capabilities, and not just regular HVAC contractors. These are people that are very formidable players.
Right. Well, we might, that's a good point. Maybe one year we'll have to have like the best service contractor or whatever. Well, we'll look at that maybe next year, because that's a great point, because these are people that can come in and tweak your building out and make it smarter. All right, Kenny, man, next category, Control Trends Woman of the Year. And boy, do we have some incredible women in our industry. So let's find out who our finalists are.
Love to, Eric. Amy Cervantes, Belimo. Angie Jarvis, Functional Devices. Nicole Cochran, Cochran Supply. Donna Hamilton, Siemens. Gina Elliott, EasyIO. Mary Lou Roll, Johnson Controls. Laura Cavett, Honeywell Tritium. Rhonda Stratham, Linkspring. Christina Flores, Delta Controls. Dawn Ingram, Control Concepts Inc. Patty Hall, Honeywell. Tracy Knaffel, KMC Controls.
Tracy Knaffel, I think, isn't it?
Is it Knaffel? Yeah, you don't say the K. I'm sorry. Sorry, Trace. Tracy Knaffel, KMC Controls. Fanny W. Harunde, Epcon, Indonesia. Iris Rodriguez Vite, Schneider Electric, Mexico. Stephanie Suvetsky, Distech Controls. Dana Haggerty, Intech, Atlanta. And Sarah Monteleone, Connectair.
Wow, what a great group of people. Congratulations. That is great, and it's good to see we got global participation in this category as well. All right, Kenny Smyers, we're wrapping it up here. So listen, hopefully you're almost done with your popcorn, and because we're last category, Kenny, we have the Progressive Consulting Engineer of the Year, in parentheses, demonstrating industry leadership and advancing the smart building. Our finalists are.
All right, Brad White, SES. Ben Braub, BMA CE, San Luis Obispo, California. Richard Warner, O&M Engineering. Richard Reed, Rupp.
Oh, by the way, Richard, hang on. Richard Reed's in England. I have your trophy, Richard, on my desk. I don't know where to send it or how to send it, but hey, come to the Control Trends this year and get your trophy. We would love to have you as our guest.
Yeah, that's right. Richard, you won last year, and yeah. We haven't been able to get a contact for you. So,
but I'm enjoying looking at your trophy. It's beautiful.
It is. It's a great trophy. It makes a great centerpiece for your office.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we have Dave Filer Engineering. Glenn Remington, Consumers Energy Virtual Energy Engineer. Troy Wyndham, Dewberry Engineers. Jason Falbo, Mircom Group. Chad Wiggum, Weigum and Associates. Steve Wally, Addington Consulting Engineers UK. Ben Miadi, Paragon Engineering. Kevin Graham, Smith Seckman Reed, Nashville, Tennessee. Ben Rubach, DBHMS, Chicago, Illinois. Taylor Engineering, San Francisco Bay Area. Engineering Matrix, St. Petersburg, Florida. Gordon Haley, Blue Buildings. Max Newis, Delta Techniques Engineering BV. TJ Erdman, Ring and Du Chateau Consulting Engineers, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Nicholas Arate, ISAI Controls International. Jeff Hunter, Palmer Conservation Consulting, Ohio. Well done. Congratulations.
Well done, guys. What a great group. Yay. Yay to our finalists. Kenny, what a great group, man. This is going to be such a spectacular show. And so let's talk about what happens next. Okay, so I'm a little blurry-eyed today because I went and checked out our band that's going to be playing at the ControlTrends Awards. And I tell you what, these guys are something. Lead singer is from England. He's lived in Atlanta for the last 30 years. And Kenny, it was like going to the Cavern Club or something in the 60s. It was like they had this raw energy. And it sort of made me think a little bit about, Atlanta. And part of what's happening in Atlanta is a lot of people are coming to Atlanta. We got, all kinds of major corporations that are invading Atlanta, kind of like the British invasion. We got great technology that's invading, and we have great people. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to play around maybe with the theme of the invasion of Atlanta, but this band is
the IoT invasion.
The IoT invasion. But this band rocks. It's going to be great. So we got a fantastic venue, the Fox Theater. We actually have the Egyptian Ballroom in the Fox Theater, which is an incredible venue. Reach out to our sponsors. You can see our platinum sponsors are on the Control Trends side because they're the ones that are making this happen. We have some sponsorship opportunities left. ALC, Reliable Controls, Delta Controls. We'd love to get you guys involved. It's going to be a great show, so mark your calendar. It's going to be the Sunday evening before AHR, which is January the 13th, right, Kenny?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay, correct. Okay, so here's what's going to happen next. These are the finalists. We'll be putting the finalist voting ballot up on Control Trends, just like very similar to the nomination process. Send it out to your community. You can vote once, okay, but energize your network. The people that have won in the past have done two things. They've energized their own network, but then they've also come on Control Trends, so they've contributed to Control Trends either by sending articles about their products or their people, or they've come on the show, the Smart Buildings Videocast and Podcast. There's a little thing up on the side of the Control Trends now. If you click on that, you can register to be a guest. Kenny and I'll reach out to you. But this is it, folks. We're heading down the runway here. The flight's getting ready to take off. It's going to be a spectacular time. You want to be involved in this. This is going to be a special one in Atlanta. And again, thank you to our sponsors. And support our sponsors because they're supporting us, and we're trying to support you.
The event that we take time to recognize the people in our industry, and the thought process is they deserve it. We deserve it as an industry. So,
well, I think when we created this, Kenny, it's like we really want to recognize the superstars in our industry. And you think about any other industry, they kind of have their Hollywood event, be it the Academy Awards, the Grammys, or whatever. And we created this as a way just to put the spotlight on the really great people and companies and products in our industry. And so labor of love for you and me. And again, a special thanks to our sponsors because, I don't think they can do it without our effort. We certainly can't do it without their support and their money. So thanks to everybody. We will see you January 13th. It's going to be sold out again this year. So if you don't have tickets, you need to be thinking about that now. The best way to get tickets is become a sponsor or know a sponsor. So with that, Kenny Smyers, a very special congratulations to all our finalists for the 2018 Control Trends Awards. I'm Eric Stromquist. He's Ken Smyers. Remember, be bold, stay in control, and stay relevant.
Indeed, Eric.
Indeed, Kenny Smyers.
Because we love the Beatles. Sorry. Something to say that might cause you pain.